Hi Libra, here is a general look at your solar chart for half of January and the whole of February 2015. And for you, it's a theme is the base of operations, family connections, neighborhood connections, and just kind of in your own backyard in a kind of a way, but also connecting more in with the earth and nature. That could also be a theme here going on. Feelings tend to be more sensitive. Maybe you're holding a little bit more inside of yourself. You may be pondering more. You may be feeling things a little bit more deeply. You may be having more connection with parents, particularly for you the mother energy. The father energy, but it could be both really. And for all of the signs at the moment, that's to say through January and February, particularly the second half of February, but really it changes because for all of the signs there is a feeling of uncertainty or a little bit of confusion because there is quite a lot of Neptune around this month and or these 2 months. So from the 15th of January through to the 23rd of January, there's the likelihood that you are stressing out over something that's never going to happen, or it's not going to happen in the way you think. And also you are maybe lacking in confidence, or maybe sort of things are sort of bubbling up underneath the surface and you're trying to keep them down or whatever it is. But it's a slightly undermining energy in a particular area of your life. But on the positive side, it's good time for you to be there as a support for others, for you to be selfless in your support for others, putting ego on one side and doing what needs to be done to serve the common goal, you know, the common good. Mercury is also retrograde and will be retrograde up until the 11th. So if you've been hanging around waiting to get some clarity on something, that could be irritating as well, because this smoke and mirrors energy is swirling around. And from the 11th onwards, yes, you will find that things do unfold and run more smoothly, but that's the 11th of February, I should say. But Mercury and the Sun are in a very, very innovative area. It's a creative area. It's an area where you can have quite a lot of fun, actually. Have a few laughs along the way, smell the flowers along the way. It's the area of children as well, and it could be that, and this comes in from the 19th of January through to the 19th of February. Okay, so it could be that children or your inner child, your spontaneous inner self, which just gets a lot out of doing certain pursuits, is coming more to the fore and is more of a theme. Or it could be that, you know, there are things going on to do with children, which is a keynote there. And leisure activities, that kind of thing, hobbies, anything which you get your creative juices flowing and you get a lot out of. So, you know, this is the area of performance as well. So if you're doing any promotional type work, this would be a good time because Mercury and the Sun are both there. But maybe the Mercury retrograde thing is going to mean that you feel as if you've got to maybe go over something again, you've got to rethink something, or you've just got to wait for things to clarify. And then, as I say, after the 11th, things will sort of speed up. However, the Neptune energy is still really strong. And you could be worrying about, unnecessarily, very likely, worrying about something to do with there's uncertainty regarding somebody that you're in relationship to, or the relationship itself. And that's just the last 3 days of January and into maybe up to the 5th day of February. Because again, you haven't got the clarity, you haven't got the feedback that you want. Okay, so we have this sort of kind of fogginess and muddiness coming from the Neptune side. But a really good way to use this energy is to just go beyond worldly things in a way. So putting the ego on one side and being there to enable another, being there just as a bridge, whatever it is, whatever it takes, you know, this is what I'm going to do for now. and is not to be self-centered, because that's not going to get you very far, and is probably going to mean you get a bumpier passage through with this one. Right, and that includes yourself, knowing what needs to be done for your own nurture, for your own strong boundaries, because there might be a feeling as though your boundaries are being impeached or sort of encroached, I should say. They're invaded. So again, you need to be very, very firm with yourself about, okay, well, I'm just going to go and put myself here, or at these times of the day, or whatever it is, because this is my sacred space, and this is just for me. Now then, Venus and Mars are in an area up until the 20th and the 21st. They're in an area to do with daily work, we're getting organized, getting things done, assisting with others, being there, being of service. So there's more of this service theme coming in, and being of service to yourself as well, never forgetting that, because if you are all run down and your battery's nearly your battery's nearly run out, then you're not going to be much good to anybody else, are you? So you do need to look after yourself as well, and you do need to be getting on with little jobs, and maybe not so little, bigger jobs as well, the to-do list, that kind of thing. But health matters very much. It could be somebody else's health which is needs attention. So that's most likely for those first 3 weeks of February. However, with Venus there, you're likely to find a supportive energy where somebody is being of service to you, somebody is really being of assistance, which is the kind of assistance that you want, or maybe you are connecting very strongly in with the service industry, or medical providers, or therapists, anything like that, and hitting it off with somebody there. It could be like that. But definitely, if you've got practical jobs that need to be done, then you will get the assistance in a nice kind of a way, probably with Venus, but also others will see you as somebody they can call on to help them out because they need a job to be done. Okay, and even if the problem isn't resolved, the interaction will tend to have been pleasant. And Mars is there, so it's very dynamic, being busy. Be careful you don't spread yourself too thin, though, and don't trip over your own shoelaces, because Mars can be a bit accident prone on the work site, so yeah, just be careful about that. And then both Venus and Mars move into a new area, which is actually a very strong area for Venus. It's different, Venus being your ruling planet, and this is where affairs of the heart are favored, or you find that you get a really, really friendly, reasonable response from somebody that you are interacting with in a business sense, or it could be that you and somebody feel a mutual attraction, or that you and somebody can really do business together in a kind of practical sort of a way. You get, again, that supportive feeling coming in, but it can also be lucrative. In fact, I should have said that for the whole of the time that Venus is in the area, which is very sort of service orientated and health orientated, and also in the following area from the 21st, it can be lucrative for you having these interactions with others. So you should be feeling that you get the understanding there, you get the warmth, you get the intimacy from some opposite number, from somebody that is in your life, maybe fleetingly, it can be, or long term, or maybe you haven't decided yet. So you and another could really be enjoying each other's company, put it that way. But also you can be very dynamic together, because Mars is there as well. And personal or professional exchanges with the Mars energy there can mean that it's very lively, it's productive, you're out and about, you're doing stuff together, you're making decisions. It's very decision orientated, Mars. And you could be, if you're on the pull, you could pull. It depends where you are on your timeline, but you definitely, looks really interesting from that point of view. But if you're not looking because you're all sorted out, then don't let others with their energy pull you out of your comfort zone or get you running ragged because there's just too much to do on their behalf. Just be careful about that. Remember, the Neptune energy is really, really strong, and I would say that in the second half of February, because there is this lack of clarity again, this lack of not being absolutely 100% sure to make a decision, that your imagination could start pulling you off into fantasies which are scaring you and spooking you. So just try as much as you can to base your feelings and your thinking on the actual facts. Take each fact. I mean, it might even help to write it down. Fact 1, fact 2, fact 3, fact 3, rather than what you're thinking and worrying about at 3 o'clock in the morning. So don't allow circumstances or imagine circumstances to undermine your trust in yourself and your trust in the universe. Just go for that trust thing, and don't be unrealistic. So many's the time we can feel downcast and downhearted because something didn't happen, because we just had too high expectations. We set the bar too high, and that was for somebody else or for ourselves. So just be aware of that. And once you've sort of come through the doubt, you come out the other side. And I don't think this energy is going to sort of really settle down properly until the beginning of March. And then you will start getting the feedback, you get the information, you see the facts, you see the evidence, you know what you're dealing with, you get the clarity. And now then, we have to look into, then the sun moves. The sun moves on the 19th and then goes into this very service-orientated area, which is, you being of assistance to others and work and health matters, where Venus and Mars were, okay? So there's still an emphasis on that theme, but Venus and Mars have skedaddled out of there, and they've gone into this very, very strong area for Venus, where she works really, really well in this very sort of, friendly, warm, amenable kind of a way. Well, that's the theory. Of course, we can always mess it up, but the tendency would be for Venus to be in her home house from the 21st. That is the way things would go, and you would feel that you could cooperate, and others were tending to be reasonable in their responses and cooperating with you more. Saturn is now moved into your communications area, so this is a challenge for you over this next several months until June, actually, to develop yourself through speaking, writing, through other mediums of self-expression, is to work on that, to work on language, maybe to work on making connections, really crucial connections in your environment. So again, promotions, negotiations, networking, TripAdvisor, I mean, or, blogs, getting out and about in your local area and meeting people, unlikely people even sometimes, and building up this sort of database or this address book. But also, this is a time for you to really learn how to get skilled up in how to express yourself in a certain way, and some of you could be putting it all together in some kind of artistic way or whatever. And you Librans born the 25th to the 29th of September, or with 2 to 6 degrees rising, are going to feel that energy the most. And actually, Saturn is in a good angle to your sun sign. And it's an opportunistic angle to your sun sign. And Jupiter, which is also in a good angle to your sun sign, Libra, until next August, is helping you to grow through new associations. So it's very similar to the Saturn position, both of which are smiling at your sun sign for several months now. So new friends, new group connections, colleagues, new circles, new clubs, new organizations. This Jupiter energy is expanding you through these things and helping you to learn, you know. So you may be dipping your toe in and sort of knocking on a few doors into the water, not dipping your toes into the waters, and finding that there is a variety of options there that you were unaware of before. It's a very progressive area, I have to say, and you could be seen as well as the enabler, the teacher, but also you could find yourself in a group or with within a society of some kind which teaches you a heck of a lot. You know, you're learning. You're on quite a learning curve. So Librans born 7th to the 12th of October or 14 to 19 degrees rising, going to feel that energy the most. And then Uranus, you Librans born in the middle 10 days, it's kind of from the beginning of the 10 days to just past the middle, mostly, of the 10 days. But the middle 10 days, or with 11 to 16 degrees rising, are going to feel the energy of Uranus in your opposite sign the most. And this is, you know, upheaval and change in your life because of people you are in close partnership with or in close relationship with, whether it's working or personal. It's because of what's happening with them that your life changes, right? And it has to change. And sometimes it can be very volatile energy. Sometimes it can be like, now you see them, now you don't, what's happening next? Sometimes it can have more continuity to it, but you are realizing that you can't get settled because too settled and too comfortable, because their life is undergoing ups and downs. And then Pluto, you Librans born in the middle 10 days again, or with 12 to 16 degrees rising, you're going to feel the energy the most, so it's more or less the same. That is changing you from the inside out. And those of you who've already been through it, or you early Librans or Libra rising people, will know what I mean when I say that. And that energy is coming at you from Capricorn, which is at the root of your chart. So again, upheaval and change related to your place on the map. You know, you thought it was settled. Well, it wasn't. Or maybe it was, and then it's just family or neighborhood or things going on where you're located, which has you digging deeper within yourself to get to the truth of where you should be and where you belong, etc. And that's it. And if you know your rising sign or your moon sign, listen to those. And also you can read this on my website, maybe a little bit more than I've given you here in some places and maybe not. And I'll see you the next time.